Hey guys, welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast, your free daily guide for inner child healing and repairing the relationship with yourself. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine and is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading, the second is a discussion of that reading, followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is a peaceful binaural beats meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you can join us today on this journey of healing, self-expansion, and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. As a celebration of recently passing episode 500, I've opened up a free membership tier for our Patreon community. And this is so that you can access additional resources as well as join our weekly Zoom support calls for free. I understand that there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I know that so many people are really struggling. And so my hope with this is to encourage others to take up the serious work of reparenting and to offer a free community where people can do that. I'd also like to thank everyone who's been along for the journey so far. We've passed episode 550 and continuing beyond. And so this is just a reminder to you all that this is a free podcast, but if you'd like to support the project, you can purchase the Reparenting Daily Journal where you can follow us along all year. This 333-page journal gives you extra insight and resources for each week and also provides space for you to keep your notes. Another way to support the podcast is to purchase the Fairy Tales for Reparenting series, volumes 1 through 3. This collection organizes famous and obscure fairy tales from around the world into 3 phases of the hero's journey, from beginning, middle to end. While you may think that fairy tales are for kids, I'd like to challenge you. These stories contain profound truths and lessons carried down over centuries that we can use in our own reparenting journeys. It's a fun way to reconnect with your inner child. Each volume comprises 10 fairy tales. Each volume also contains an analysis section that helps you dive deeper into the message, as well as journal prompts with space for you to keep your notes. Lastly, you can also support this podcast by taking a paid Patreon subscription, by purchasing some of the books that are available on Amazon, or by donating on Buy Me a Coffee. You can find all this information on the Support Us section on the website. Thank you again for your time. And so now with these announcements out of the way, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is an article entitled The Art of Reflection, How to Reflect on the Past Year for Growth. Just as a reminder, it's December and the theme for this month is reflecting and setting intentions. We're in week 1, which is December 1st to the 7th. And the theme for this week is reflecting on your growth. As always, you can find a link to the article in the show notes. The Art of Reflection, How to Reflect on the Past Year for Growth. January offers the fresh start. But before we jump into new resolutions or set our sights on what's ahead, it's important to pause and reflect on the year that's just passed. Reflection is a powerful tool. It allows us to gain clarity on what worked, what didn't, and what we can learn from our experiences. By reflecting thoughtfully, we not only process the past, but also pave the way for growth, making the new year a more intentional and fulfilling journey. Step 1. Create space for reflection. In the hustle and bustle of life, it's easy to let reflection get overlooked. But to truly gain insight, it's important to carve out an intentional space, set aside quiet time for reflection, free from distractions. This might be as simple as a few minutes in the morning with a cup of tea or coffee, or perhaps an hour at the end of the week, just to give your time to sit with your thoughts. The key is to make it a habit and a priority. Step 2, journaling for clarity. One of the most effective ways to reflect is through journaling. Writing your thoughts helps bring clarity to your emotions and experiences. Journaling allows you to see patterns, identify growth, and pinpoint areas that might need attention. Number 3, meditative reflection. Another form of reflection is a meditative practice. This can involve sitting in silence, focusing on your breath, and allowing your thoughts to drift towards the year gone by. Meditative reflection doesn't require a specific method. What's important is the quiet, intentional space that provides you to listen to your inner voice. Step 4, share a year in review. If you enjoy sharing your reflections with others, a year in review practice can be a great way to process your thoughts and celebrate milestones. This can be done informally with family and friends or on social media. You might highlight key moments, lessons learned, or changes that you've embraced. Step 5, recognize patterns and set intentions. As you reflect on the year, pay attention to any patterns or themes that emerged. Were there recurring struggles or areas where you experienced growth? Recognizing these patterns can provide valuable insights into the areas of your life that may need more attention or focus in the year ahead. Once you've reflected, think about how you can carry that awareness into the new year. With new intentions, you can set yourself for personal growth. What new intentions can you set for your personal growth? Perhaps you realized that work-life balance was challenging and that this year you want to set clear boundaries. Maybe you discovered that spending time outdoors gives you peace and you want to prioritize it more in the months to come. And step 6, embrace growth through reflection. Reflection isn't always easy, especially when it forces us to confront moments of failure or pain. But those moments are often the very places where growth happens. It's through reflecting on our struggles, lessons learned, and how we've overcome obstacles that we find the tools to navigate the future with wisdom and strength. Take time this January to reflect on the past year. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for good moments, grace for the challenging ones, and the wisdom for the lessons learned. By doing so, we will step into the new year not just with the resolutions, but with a deeper understanding of who we are and what we want to cultivate moving forward. I cannot wait to see what we create together. Thank you, and that's the reading for today. In each of the steps, there's also more details where he gives examples, so I just skipped over that. So you can click on the link in the show notes to read the extra details in this article. In today's reading, it reframes reflection not as nostalgia or self-criticism, but as a strategic tool for growth, a way to understand your evolution, your patterns, and the truths you've uncovered over the past year. Instead of rushing into resolutions for future plans, Jeremi emphasizes that taking deliberate, quiet time to look back is important. Reflection becomes a bridge between who you were and who you're becoming. It clears the noise, reveals what actually mattered, and gives meaning to both your wins and your wounds. Without reflection, goals become guesses. With reflection, goals become aligned. The reading highlights multiple methods: journaling for clarity, meditation for deeper emotional insight, and even sharing a year in review as a way to witness your own growth more publicly. Each technique uncovers something different. Journaling exposes patterns. Meditation lets your inner voice speak without interruption. And sharing creates connection and accountability. The key is honesty without judgment, acknowledging high points, low points, resilience, failures, and the lessons they forged. This is how rejection becomes transformative rather than performative. Finally, Jeremi explains that reflection is only complete when it moves you towards intention, not resolutions born from pressure, but direction born from awareness. Recognizing recurring struggles or breakthroughs helps you set intentions that actually serve your development. Reflection is ultimately an act of empowerment. Gratitude for the good, compassion for the hard, and wisdom gained from all of it. And with that, you step into the new year not blindly, but consciously, armed with self-knowledge and more alignment with your deepest values. As we go to the journal prompts today, number 1, looking back over the past year, which moment, good or difficult, taught you the most about who you are becoming? Number 2, what pattern or theme do you notice repeating throughout the year? And what might it be inviting you to change or strengthen moving forward? And number 3, if you were to summarize your year in one sentence of truth, not performance, what would it be? That's it for today. As always, thanks for being here. Take care of yourself, and please do be well. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment.